Hello humans, Master DinnerFlax here, and today I'm going to be showing you a Dark World deck. And because of this, it's probably best to unsubscribe, but I wanted to show you this because it's neat. It's super cute and adorable, and I wanted to show you it. So, I'll just go over the cards and then explain how everything works. We got 3 Grapha. If you don't know what this does, I'm not explaining. These cards have been out for so long. If you don't know what they do, I don't know what you're doing. However, I'll go into something later. So there's the 3 of the threes. 3 Grapha, 3 Snow, 3 Brow. Probably the most powerful Dark Worlds. They're always reliable. They're always strong. Then we got 3 of this guy. Oh boy. Okay, so when this card is discarded by a card effect, you can special summon this card to your opponent's side of the field, and then it has a trigger effect. When this card is special summoned by the effect of a Dark World card, your opponent must discard 1 card. So I'm going to have to explain this apparently, because when it's special summoned, it's a trigger effect from when it's special summoned. But if it's special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, that means your opponent, aka the owner of this card, is the one to discard. I am so tired of explaining how this card works. So there, that's it. No more, no more. I don't want to hear it. So that's what it does. That's it. That's what it does. And then we got 3 gold. Hold on. Okay. So gold, you know what it does normally. So let's see what this card does. Because if you don't, for some reason, know, Dark Worlds not only have an effect when they're discarded, but they gain an additional effect when discarded by an opponent's card effect, which is what makes this guy so neat. Grapha, he destroys a card when you discard him, but when your opponent discards him, you get to look at a random card in your opponent's hand and special summon it to your side of the field. And then Snow, when it's an opponent's card effect to do it, you can target a monster in your opponent's graveyard and special summon it to your side of the field. And then Brow, he just draws 2 cards instead of 1. So, that's why I really like this guy. I think the normal Dark World where like 3 of these guys and then like Stardust Malefic, and then like a few dark monsters and BAs. I think not only are they boring, they're super clunky. Like if you're playing a BA engine in Dark Worlds, you're better off playing BAs. You're just they clunk too much and no one's willing to admit it. So I'd rather just focus on a more interesting strategy that lets me interrupt my opponent and like really neg them rather than just search tour guide with an almost open field. I find that very terrible. But anyways, enough of that. Oh, and gold special summoned when discarded, but when discarded by an opponent's card effect, you can target 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy them. And then rainbow. This card is useless unless you use it with Cerulli, and when it's discarded by an opponent's card effect, not even your own, you can special summon it and then either Feather Duster your opponent or Regeki them. It's up to you, which is super neat. And then the thing that makes this deck so interesting and probably so like it makes it a kind of reliable strategy with the Cerulli is 3 Fairy Tail Luna. When this card is normal summoned, you can search a monster with 1850 attack as a spellcaster, aka only herself. You just want to see them immediately, so might as well just deck them and search each time. But during either player's turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and one face and this card, and you can return them both to the hand. You actually don't target them. My bad. So unless your opponent is for some shit fucking reason is playing this, you get to return this, and that's your hand, and get to do it again. I say that because they can negate that effect if they send a monster from their main deck or extra deck with that name to the graveyard. So it's actually kind of good on its own, just with just by itself with no other follow up. Because if they have a rat or if they summon Invoker, they're kind of just shit out of luck. Because sure they can send the rat, but that kind of makes everything else really shit. So, or if it's an Invoker, they can't really do much. That's kind of their play, and they have to rely on a normal summon now. God forbid. So yeah, this card's very good, very chainable. I love it. I think this is almost as powerful as Snow, but in other ways, it's a little bit more powerful because Grass is going away. 3 Allure, because it's a dark deck that's about drawing cards. And then Dark World Dealings, kind of shit, but you actually have to play this card because in this deck you can't play Drag Down, A, because it's shit, and B, because it's just too costly. There's too many times where it won't work. Then 3 Gates, best card in the deck. 2 Twin Twister, another way to just get Dark Worlds in your hand so you can start cycling with Gates. 2 Terraforming to get Gates. Pot of Acquisitiveness. You do Banishing with Allures and Gates, so neat. And it's chainable, so you can actually pay cost. And then before you resolve, you can Acquisitiveness, put some of the Dark Worlds back in your deck so you can keep cycling. Foolish, same reason with the Gates, and sending Grapha to play Graph is nice. And then Rajiki, very good. Paleozoic Dinomiskets, 3 of them. So really neat that this doesn't discard for cost. That's really neat. It doesn't discard for cost. And then 2 Dark Smog. It's a little weaker than the Dinomiskis, but there's kind of no other trap that does. Kind of no other traps that do this kind of thing. So the reason you want to have these is because if you have Luna on field, which, by the way, this circumstance is not rare. Look how many fucking draw cards you have in your deck. Um, you need Dinomiskis, preferably, or a Smog will do sometimes. A Fairy Tale on field, Ceruli in hand, and Grapha, Snow, or Rainbow. Any one of those in hand. And what you set up is a state where, let's say they make a play. Let's go with something simple. They go for Invoker. Okay. They go Invoker, Summon Rat from deck. Okay. Uh, Dinomiskis, discard Ceruli, specials, hold on, discard, banish the rat, discard, special summon Ceruli to your opponent's side of the field, discard Grapha, destroy the Invoker, and then look at a card in their hand and you get to summon it, and then you're going to, it depends on your situation. If you have a feeling, if you know you can wait till end phase, or they can try to show you a barrage, that's the best moment to do it. They try to target your Ceruli, which is stupid. I'll just give you a hint. If you target Ceruli with barrage, you're actually just telling me you want to lose. And then end phase, Luna bounce this and herself, and then you do it again. So you've effectively completely ravaged their field and play, and I think you gain card advantage if you're not even including how much of their shit you destroyed. So that's really neat. So, yeah, that's the main deck. Here's how important the extra deck is. I've probably played this deck for 5 days, and I've summoned this once and this twice. And this once. I've never used anything else in this extra deck, ever. So, yeah. And then, side deck doesn't matter. I'm not even really siding yet because I haven't decided what I want to decide because I haven't took this to a more serious level yet because I don't know how consistent it'd go into game 2 and 3. I'm really gonna doubt people are gonna start side putting this in their side deck for Luna Saru Loop. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. The point of the deck is discard this guy, which discards another one, which gets you a bunch of shit, and then bounce it, and then get more card advantage, and do it again next turn. Yep, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master DinnerFlax will take your soul.